everybody, I'm Maria. Today, let's go over some life hacks that can help you survive. You know, applying ointment to a wound is not a good idea because ointments contain unwanted moisture, which is a great environment for bacteria to grow quickly. So the best thing you can do is clean the wound with cold water, and this will help remove all the bacteria from the wound. And then put a dry bandage on it. You will see the wound heal more quickly. And make sure you are up to date with your tetanus shots. Next one. Lifting up an unconscious person. If someone faints, we usually lift them up and sprinkle some cold water on them. Right? Give a like if you agree. Well, that's what most people think. However, lifting a fainted person will only aggravate the spasm. So what you should do is lift their legs up above heart level to help blood flow to the brain. Unbutton any tight pieces of clothing and don't let the person stand up right away once they recover. And don't let them drink coffee or energy drinks because caffeine will only lead to dehydration. Instead, drink lots of water. Next one. Treating burns with butter. You know, using butter to treat burns is an old folk remedy that has been around for centuries. Butter only makes you feel better because we keep them in the fridge, and so they're cold. Don't do that because butter will hold heat in the skin, causing further damage and increase the risk of infection. So what you should do is put the burnt area under cool running water for at least 10 to 15 minutes, and this will help with the pain. And never put ice directly on the burn, as this will cause further damage to the tissues. And if blisters form, just leave it alone because blisters are natural bandage that helps guard against infections. But if the blister is bigger than your thumbnail, then go see a doctor right away. And remember, always use regular water to treat the burn. Never use cold water or ice because that can damage the skin around the burn. Next one. Reposition a bone on your own. It is very important that you never try to reposition or realign the bone in any way unless you are a trained medical professional because it may result in additional injuries and lawsuits. So the best thing to do is to immobilize the area or the closest joints, both above and below the dislocated bone, to ensure maximum stability while awaiting medical treatment. And if it is an opened wound, bandage the limb in a comfortable position. Next one. Applying warmth to a sprain. When your muscles are sprained, a warm cloth won't help. It will only increase the blood flow, leading to a more severe swelling. Instead, apply an ice pack or an ice on the area as soon as you can. And remember, don't put ice directly on your skin. Instead, wrap an ice pack or an ice in a thin towel, and this will reduce the inflammation and kill the pain. Try to use the sprained area as little as possible. Compress your ankle with an elastic bandage and keep your ankle elevated. Next one. Vomiting in case of poisoning. Now the logic does make sense. Vomiting would cause the poison to exit the body and prevent further harm. Unfortunately, this is false. Inducing vomiting can cause further significant harm to people who have ingested poison. Vomiting could cause damage to the lungs and to the airway. And second, if it was chemical poisoning, vomiting doubles the chance of burning your throat. And finally, once you start vomiting, it's hard to stop, and that could lead to dehydration and even more severe consequences. So the best thing and the smart thing to do is call the ambulance and seek medical attention as fast as possible. Next one. Rescuing a drowning person. There is only one thing that can stop you from saving a drowning person. Can you guess what it is? No, it's not sharks, but not being able to swim. But if you can, then nothing can stop you from saving the person's life. And if you have access to the flotation device, use it, even if you are a professional swimmer, because even professional lifeguards use some sort of flotation device to save a drowning person. And if possible, you should always approach a drowning victim from behind. You may need to swim underwater to make this happen. Otherwise, the person may hinder you and drag you down in their panic. Once you approach the person, put your arms under their armpits and grab their shoulders and move to the shore. Next one, pulling out objects from wounds. Now you can pull a splinter with a finger, but you should never try to pull out objects such as knife or large nails from serious wounds, because if you do so, you may cause the bleeding to increase. Instead, you can try to reduce the bleeding by pressing around the object. And be careful not to push the object deeper inside, and try to hold the edges of the wound together until you get to the hospital. Next one, applying ice to a bruise. There's nothing actually wrong with treating a bruise with ice, but most people do it the wrong way. You shouldn't apply ice directly to the skin to avoid a cold burn. Instead, wrap the ice or ice pack in a cloth or paper towel before applying it to the skin and ice it no more than 10 to 15 minutes every few hours. Icing will reduce inflammation and swelling, helping the bruise heal quickly. And if you don't have a cloth or a paper towel to wrap the ice, then trust me, don't use the ice. It's better to have a bruise than a cold burn. Last one, using stitches or glue to close cuts. It's not wrong to use stitches. In fact, in most cases, it's the only way to close the wound. But putting stitches is a long and painful process, and it also requires removing the stitches from the wound. So in some cases where you have minor cuts, a less painful thing might work. Skin glue. Skin glue is very quick and painless. For that, wash the wound with cold water before using the glue. Then stop the bleeding by pressing the wound. Hold the edges of the wound together and then apply the skin glue on it. However, if you see the wound is too big, then don't take the risk. Go to the hospital immediately for professional help. And now, the most important thing. Now, press the like button if you liked these survival hacks. So with that, I'm done. So make sure to subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family. I'll see you guys soon. Bye!